Do colors and or shades affect a person's emotions?
3/4 of the elderly with brighter colors get happier, and so the other nurses and I wear brighter colors to work.
So from my understanding is that as the colors get brighter, the person gets happier, but if the colors are darker, a person's going to be a little more depressed. Does light really have an effect on a person's emotions?
Definitely. At the nursing home, lighting has to be a lot brighter in the common areas. If they're in their bedrooms, they tend to turn their lights off and then they get depressed. A lot of patients are bipolar, so lighting and the weather has an effect on the patient's mood. There's such a thing as a light lamp that can be used to increase a person's mood.
What are the components of our invention? Well, of course, we'll need a white, blank wall. We'll also need multiple colored lights. Last, we'll need multiple light switches for however many lights we have. Let's say we wanted to change the color of a wall. What kind of light bulb will work best to do this?
With LED lights nowadays, you could do it with the incandescents, the old-fashioned light bulbs. They got all the different colors now. But LED lights is the hot topic now. You know, easily switched, easily turned on, turned off.
What's an LED light?
They are a light source composed of semiconductor diode, meaning it has both positive and negative ends. My understanding is that as the current is running through the diode, as it passes from the positive end to the negative end, a photon is released, which is the particle that is producing the light. Depending on what materials it is made of, different colors of light can be produced. They produce more light per watt than incandescent bulbs, and are not made with mercury, both of which are advantages. They are more expensive, though.
What voltage or power supply would be necessary to power this invention?
Well, you could do it either regular 120 volt power, or you could, with relays and things like this, what I was just discussing with you, you'd probably go to a 24 volt system. So you need a little transformer from 110 to 24 volts. And then that would power your switches, and then obviously your lights would still have to have, through a relay, you'd have 110 volts. So if the light switch says, yes, I need power, it turns on, it closes a contact in the relay, and then the relay would put 110 volts to the light bulbs, whatever light bulbs you're using.
Is heat transfer from people to lighting theoretically possible?
Heat transfer from people to walls is theoretically possible via convection and conduction. Air near a person's body could be warmed via conduction. This warm air could then circulate around the room via convection. If the warm air is moved near the wall, it could then transfer heat to the wall via conduction. A person could also transfer heat from a wall via conduction if they were leaning up against it.
And that could actually, you could set that up to where basically it's like a photo eye is what it actually is, but they've come a long ways with that stuff. Like you can enter a room, it's like a burglar alarm system. So if you enter the room, it's heat, it actually senses the heat other than the movement nowadays. So you could possibly do that with different settings of sensitivity. And
We do not have the sources for the heat transfer technology, so for our invention, we're just going to use the regular old light switches. Do you think LEDs have a growing future?
positively,
Positively.
I mean, they're the state of the art in the industry right now. Everybody's going to it.
How effective do you think these mood-adapting walls will be?
It'll be very effective, especially towards the elderly. Colors and lighting will both affect someone's mood.
Next time you need to turn that frown upside down, it's a simple switch, and your day will be as bright as mine.